Thank you for purchasing the ELL Progression Student Tracker. I hope this resource is useful and impactful for you. Before we begin, please note that to see all the features in the user guide sheet at once, it is recommended to have the sheet zoomed out to 50%. This resource includes two important parts, the ELL Progression Index and the ELL Progression Data. The first two sheets in the file is a user guide, which is where I will show how this resource is used in this video. The Progression Index sheet is pre-linked to assigned cells in the Progression Data sheet. The 4 fictional students' names listed here are already assigned a cell in the ELL Progression User Guide. When I click on Chris P. Bacon's name, it routes me to his data cell containing his ELL info. This cell reroutes me back to the index. Clicking on Anita Bath's name reroutes me to her info. To change the default text to a student's name, hover over the cell and click the pencil to edit the link. Type the student's name in the first box, then click Apply. Once the student's name is entered, click the link to change the student's name and ID number in the Progression Data sheet. The order of the students' names in the index must match the order of their names in the Progression Data sheet for the document to work properly. All current cells are already pre-linked to cells in the Progression Data sheet, so correctly inputting your students' names should not affect the links or their order. The tracker comes with 22 language links that route to Google Translate. This is helpful when translating text is needed. Now let's talk about how to enter data into the Progression Data sheet. The first 3 columns are frozen, so you have a constant view of the Student Overview section. This section has the student's overall proficiency level based on teacher reflection ratings I will discuss later in the video. There is space available in this section for language services given, language test results for the past 5 years, and any supporting files you desire to link to this tracker. The first row is frozen as well to have a constant view of the student profile banner and a link back to the ELL index. Along the top of the tracker is the student's name and ID number, native language, years residing in the country, ELL coordinator or case manager's name and contact information, and ELL services entry and exit dates. To insert the date, double-click on this cell. You can disregard the invalid pop-up window. Continue scrolling to the right and you'll see a section for parent and guardian contact info. Type just the numbers in the phone section and it will default to a more formal format. The sheet records data from 4 different language domains: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. For each language domain, there is a section for student goals, any strategies used by the student, and teacher reflections. This tracker is formatted to highlight important information about students. The Student Goals section ranks a student's success of a goal with percentages. Goal percentages highlight green when 85% or more of the goal was met, yellow when the percentage is between 70 and 84, and red when the percentage is less than 70. You can list strategies used by the student in this section and upload any work samples associated with the strategy as a smart chip attachment in this cell. This attached document explains how to use smart chips. In this section, you can rate a student's ability to meet predetermined benchmarks. Let's say that Anita Bath rated a 1 on this particular benchmark. When a student's rating is less than average, in this case less than 3, their cell highlights red, indicating that this benchmark needs to be revisited. An average rating is calculated based on the ratings of the benchmarks. An average is then taken from the average rating of all 4 language domains to determine the overall proficiency level located in the Student Overview section. Be sure not to edit any cells with formulas assigned to them or that does any automated calculations. I want to add 2 student entries to this tracker. Using the row names to the left, I highlight the desired rows, including the gray row right above the first desired row. Be sure to hold the Shift button when selecting the last row so that all the rows in between are selected as well. I then right-click and select Copy. I click on the last row, right-click, and select Paste. Your 2 new rows will appear, and the same highlight features are copied over as well. If you want to add a student goal, select the last student goal row, right-click, and select Insert one row below. The new row will appear with the same features as the others. Just start typing your percentage number, and the percent sign will appear on its own. Adding a teacher reflection rating requires the same steps. The same settings as the previous rows will copy over. If for some reason the average rating will not update after the new row has been created, you will have to manually change the formula of the average rating cell. Clicking on the cell reveals the cells it uses to calculate the average. This average rating is calculated by taking the average of cells E26 through E30. If you add another row, it should calculate through E31. You can manually type that if the document doesn't update on its own.